This is Susan Velez from SusanVelez.com, and welcome to my YouTube channel where I make the techie side of blogging easy. So if you haven't subscribed to this YouTube channel, I highly suggest that you do. Right below, hit that subscribe button. What I'm going to be doing is every Wednesday I'm actually sharing a video that I believe will help you grow your blog, and not just grow your blog, but start a blog if you need to start a blog. So in today's tutorial, what I'm going to be doing is I'm actually going to install the Genesis framework on the WordPress blog that we set up last Wednesday. So if you missed that tutorial, I highly suggest that you go back and watch that video. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to inside of the demo site that we actually set up last week. And what we're going to do is we're going to replace this 2017 theme, and then we're going to set up the Genesis framework on it. So what you'll want to do is you'll want to log into your WordPress site, and we're going to come down here to Appearance and Themes, and you can see which theme is active because it'll tell you right here. This is the active theme, and it's the 2017. We don't want to use that theme anymore. We actually want to replace our theme with a Genesis framework. Now you can use whatever theme you're using, whatever you choose. I'm just actually going to show you how to change out an active theme and replace it with the theme of your choice. So I'm going to log into my Genesis framework membership site right here. You can see I'm inside of my studiopress.com site. And what we're going to do is we're going to just install the Genesis sample theme, and then we're going to install the Genesis framework, which is required to use in order to use one of the child themes. So what we're going to do is we're just going to download this theme. So we're just going to download the framework, and we're going to download the Genesis sample. So you can see right here they're downloaded, and I've actually put them on my desktop to make it easy to find. So what we want to do is once you've got the theme of your choice that you want to replace and add to your theme, you're going to come over here and you're going to add new. And as you can see right here, all these themes come up, and these are all free themes that you can choose. If you didn't want to use a premium theme, you could use one of these themes. Not sure how these themes work. I'm not sure of the quality or how well they're kept up to date. I've never used a free theme, and I highly suggest that if you have the money that you invest in a premium theme, because free themes, while they may be free, some of the themes actually have code in the footer that you are required to keep in the footer. Let's just take a look at one of the themes and see. As I mentioned, I've never used a free theme, so I'm not sure the quality or how well they're maintained. So what we want to do is we're just going to go ahead and activate it, and then we're just going to check it out and see how it looks. So in case you wanted to use one of these free themes, you could check it out and see. So this is how the free theme looks. And then you can see that it has the theme ruffle, and this is probably to the developer's website. And as you can see, it comes over here and it links to the theme's website developer. And many of the free themes will require you to keep that link in the footer as a, I guess, basically just as a way of thanking them for using the free theme. And this is one of the reasons that I don't like to use free themes, because you'd have to find out and see if you can remove this actual link right here. But I'm not going to worry about that because we're not actually using this theme. I just wanted to show you what and how to activate one of these free themes if you wanted to use a free theme. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to browse our own theme. We want to use the Genesis framework. So we're going to come over here and we're going to, where it says add themes, we're going to upload a theme. And remember, we've actually put this on our desktop. So what we're going to do is we're going to browse the theme. And as you can see right here on the desktop is the Genesis framework, and then the Genesis sample child theme. And I'm just going to install the Genesis sample child theme. It's not the theme that I'm using on my live site. I'm actually using the Centric Pro theme. So what we're going to do is we're just going to double click on the framework, and you can see that it's right here, and we're just going to click on install now. And once it's done installing, you can see that it says theme installed successfully. You have three options. You can live preview, activate, or return to the theme page. What we want to do is we're going to return to the themes page, because we're going to install the child theme. So what we want to do is upload a theme. We're going to browse, and this time we're going to install the Genesis sample child theme. I'm going to click on install now. And then right here you are given three options again, and it'll tell you that you have to use the Genesis version or framework in order to use the child theme. So what we want to do is we want to activate this, and we're going to close that out, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like. So here is the sample Genesis sample child theme. So what you want to do when you first install it, once you've actually installed it successfully, you want to come over here to the Genesis theme settings, and there are a couple of options that you can run through and that I highly recommend. The first one being is that you want to make sure that this is enabled right here, check for updates. If you have purchased the Studio Press themes like I have, you'll get updates forever. Whenever they update, they'll send you an email saying that Genesis needs to be updated. So you want to make sure that you enter your email right here, a valid email, so that your framework is constantly updated. If you know anything about WordPress hacks, you know that one of the biggest reasons people get hacked is because their themes are not updated on a regular basis. So you want to make sure that you keep your theme updated at all times. Once you actually start setting up your blog posts and stuff, then you'll want to enter your feed burner URL right here. And Genesis makes it easy because you can actually just enter your feed URL and then it'll take care of the rest for you. Default layout. This is the type of layout that you want for your blog posts. Now, if you notice anything about my blog posts right here, you'll notice that I always have a right sidebar right here. This is the layout that I use for my blog posts. Now, you can set the default layout right here, but once you actually start posting blog posts, you can do it individually through each post inside of your posts, and I'll show you how to do that later. So, primary navigations, this is what you would take care of once you actually set up your navigation bar, and we haven't done that, and we're not going to do that in this video. Breadcrumbs, you can enable breadcrumbs on your home page, single posts, pages, archives, 404 page, or attachment media. So you get the option of setting up your breadcrumbs. I don't set up my breadcrumbs on my page, my blog post, but this is something that you can do if you choose to. Comments and trackbacks, you can enable comments on posts and pages, and then enable trackbacks on posts and pages as well. Entry content, you can display how you can choose how you want your entry content displayed. You can do entry content or entry excerpts, and then you can actually decide how many characters you want. Say for instance you only wanted 200 characters, you would type in 200 right here, and then it would limit the characters to 200. You also get the option of choosing whether you want to include your featured image or not. Entry pagination, you can notice that right here you can choose numeric or you can choose previous and next, and I'll show you what I mean by that. Down here on my blog you can see that right here it has numeric and it says next page. If I chose to have just the previous and next, it would just have previous and next, not these numeric information right here. So it's your choice how you want your blog set up on that. And then the blog template, you can decide how to display this right here. You can decide to display all your categories, or you can actually exclude certain categories if you decided to. You would exclude them via your category IDs. So if you don't know how to find your page IDs or post IDs, I'll show you that later. And then right here, header and footer scripts. This is where your Google Analytics and other header and footer scripts that would go into your Genesis page. Once you fill out this information or this page to your liking, and I say your liking because each blog is individually, we all get to choose how we want to set up our blogs. So I'm not going to show you or tell you how to set up your blog right here, but what I do highly recommend is that you put a valid email in right here to make sure that it's always updated. Your Genesis framework is always updated, and then you'll want to set up your custom feed URL, and I highly recommend setting up a default layout, because the last thing you want to do is have to set up a layout for each individual blog post. They're all pretty much going to be the same. And as I said, if you want something specific, something different on a different page, then you could do that later on. And then basically that's all I recommend you do. This is all optional. You can decide on this, whatever you choose. Once you've filled out the ones that I highly recommend you take care of, then you click on Save Changes, and then that's it. Then you've set up your Genesis framework. And one thing I do recommend when you actually install a theme that you're going to use is I highly recommend that you delete these themes, the ones that you're not using. All these themes that you're not using, what you would do is you would log into your live server and delete them, and I'll show you how to do that later on. But right now on my local host, what I want to do is I'm going to delete all the ones that I'm not doing, and you would do it the same way, but you would just do it onto your local host. So you can see right here inside of my websites folder where all my local hosts, my local WordPress installations are kept. What you want to do is come over here. I'm going to come to the demo site because that's the one I'm working on. And this is just how the files would look on your FTP live server. And you want to make sure that you have a backup of your live site if you're doing this on a live server. And what you want to do is you want to come over here to your WordPress content. And this is where all your plugins, themes, and everything that is running your live site is kept. And we're going to come over here to themes. And you can see that right here, the Genesis and the Genesis sample, which is the theme that we're actually using. So we don't want to delete these, but we want to delete the Ruffle, the 2015, 2017, and 2016. So what you want to do is you want to highlight all these, and we're just going to delete them. And that's it. That's how you delete them. Now, if we refresh this page, I'm going to show you. If you refresh this page, then you only see the theme that you're using. And that is a very good habit to get into, because the last thing you want to do is have a bunch of themes installed and then they're not kept updated and stuff. We want to protect our site as much as possible, and therefore I highly recommend deleting all the themes that you're not using and just keeping the themes that are active onto your website. So that's it. That's the end of today's tutorial. I showed you how to install the Genesis framework as well as how to delete all your themes that you're not using. So once again, I hope this video helped you on learning a little bit more on WordPress and growing your blog. So if you like this tutorial, be sure and subscribe to the YouTube video below, and be sure and join me again next week on another Genesis tutorial on I'll probably show you how to install plugins onto your WordPress blog. So therefore, take care and have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.